Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning resource for anyone who wants to broaden their knowledge, ideal if you have a lot of time on your hands for whatever reason. They offer an ever-growing list of classes in topics such as film and video, creative writing, crafts, illustration, and lots more, with fellow creatives on hand to share their, skills. Well, this looks pretty handy, doesn't it? This set of classes on iPhone filmmaking by Caleb Babcock and Niles Gray is one I've been looking at, perfect for my particular brand of documentary-ing. Membership costs less than $10 a month with an annual subscription, and if that's not enough for yez, the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership, so you too can explore your creativity. Okay, let's get Lambething, shall we? Lambeth North is one of those in-between sort of stations. It sits on the Bakerloo line, between Waterloo, fourth busiest station on the Underground, and the terminus at Elephant and Castle. It has no interchange with any other line. How much history can there be? The station was built on the site of the Maudsley Machine Works, who built a number of the pumping engines that supplied London with water. Before Lambeth North came along, there was a proposal by the City and Brixton Railway to build an underground station somewhere around here. That never happened, and the City and Brixton scheme collapsed without digging an inch of tunnel. But I thought it was worth mentioning here. The station was opened on the 10th of March 1906 by the Baker Street and Waterloo Railway, which would quickly adopt the catchier title of the Bakerloo. At the time, it was actually the terminus of the Bakerloo. Their intended destination was always Elephant and Castle, but for now they were keen to get at least part of the railway open, in order to make some money back. At the time, the station was called Kennington Road, but that wouldn't last long. In August that same year, the Bakerloo got their extension to Elephant and Castle, and the station was renamed Westminster Bridge Road, the road it sits on, at the same time. Then, in 1917, it became Lambeth North, with the north in brackets. Then, in 1928, it was renamed to Lambeth North without brackets, as it is today. 4 names in 22 years. Impressive for such a small station. The Bakerloo was part of Underground Electric Railways of London, the company that also owned what would be the District and Piccadilly lines and the Hampstead line, which is now part of the Northern line. UERL were fans of what we would now call corporate identity, and as such, Lambeth North has many features that were standard for UERL stations. Most obviously, it has the wonderful Leslie Green facade with the oxblood tiles. For some reason, this was painted cream for part of the station's history, but fortunately the original finish was restored in the 1990s. At platform level, the tiles form this lovely cross pattern. Every UERL station had a unique pattern of tiles to make it easier for regular passengers to immediately identify their station. If you've ever fallen asleep on a tube train, you'll understand the usefulness of this feature. Generally, aside from the necessary concessions to modernity, the ticket hall at Lambeth North feels very much as it must have done in 1906. But let me tell you the station's dirty little secret. It's not original at all. Notice that the outside of the station has 3 arches. Well, the original entrance was beneath the arch on the right. In 1930, this got converted into a training school, and the ticket hall was moved to its current location. What you see today is a modern attempt to recreate the 1906 booking hall if it had been over here instead of over there. In 1941, the station was one of the unfortunate victims of the Blitz. On the 16th of January at 3:56 a.m, 92 Westminster Bridge Road was hit by a German bomb. The force of the explosion was such that it caused extensive damage to the platform tunnels at Lambeth North, injuring at least 20 of the people taking shelter there that night. One of them, Robert Garland, would die of his injuries 2 weeks later at the nearby St Thomas's Hospital. It would be 95 days before the station could be reopened after extensive rebuilding. The structure at number 92 would never be replaced. These days it's a relatively quiet station. It still retains lifts, not being busy enough to justify escalators. Actually, per the last published figures, it's the least busy station in Zone 1. Not as quiet as this station, but that's another story. So that's the tale of Lambeth North. A small station, a quiet station, but one that's had 4 names, a change of layout, even a change of colour. So yes, there is quite a lot of history to Lambeth North. Hello all, I hope you enjoyed this rather quiet tale from the tube. If you did, please hit like and consider subscribing for more. I'd like to thank my Ko-fi and Patreon donors, as ever, for being the elephant extension to my Bakerloo line. And I'll see you all again very soon for another tale from the tube.